All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chris from Gooner Eagle Eye, um, better known as Colossal Chig. I should start calling myself that from now on. Which brings me on to my next point: Twitter, people. You're on Twitter and you watch this video and you think, "Who is this big black guy? Let's see if I can follow him on Twitter." Go to Twitter, press find, search for @Colossal Chig. Give me a little follow, Then not only will you have YouTube whenever you want to get a new video, but then you can also get it from the horse's mouth. Because every time I do one of these videos, I immediately pin it to my Twitter, so you guys can find me real easily. Watch as many videos as you like. Give me your opinion. If you do like my stuff and you feel like you want to continue listening to my stuff, I've done many videos. Done these videos for about 2, maybe 3 months now. So I've got a few videos up at the moment. Just hit that down below, hit subscribe, or you, like I say, you can follow me at Twitter. Just spread the love, try and grow this thing. Let's grow this little baby, little infant baby, into something good. I felt like it was appropriate to basically, I guess the problem with the summer is I'm not really an avid international football watcher. I'll obviously be watching tonight. As things stand, it's 5:30. So I'm quickly doing this video before the final of the Euros start. But generally, I'm not an avid international fan. I mean, unless Nigeria's on or the occasional England games on, I might tune in. But generally, just probably why you're not gonna, unlike other channels that you see, you're not gonna see a lot of videos about that type of stuff from me. It's usually when the season starts that you'll hear my ranting about Arsenal. And this, I apologize if it turns into a rant video. I'm going to desperately try and keep a lid on it and not try and rant. Because I've had quite a relaxing day, to be honest. So I thought it'd be a good day to actually do something somewhat positive. I notice I look like a bit like the black version of Caspian. Let me see if I can change the lighting on this motherfucker. Yeah, it's not too bad, right? Yeah. My concern I wanted to share with you guys was Arsenal's lack of transfer activity. I am shit scared about what the fuck is going on with Arsenal. There's so much uncertainty over the team. I am worried. Whether it's through Wenger being linked with England or Sanchez being linked with leaving, or us failing to get targets, there is a massive concern. I'm going to come to Wenger in England shortly. For me, my most immediate concern is that we seem to be struggling to bring people in. That for me is a major, major concern, and I will link that to Wenger shortly. But I failed to understand why we didn't have some sort of backup plan for if Vardy didn't come, which it clearly indicates that Vardy was their one and only target. And they were obviously convinced at the time that Vardy would come, because I think that's foolhardy. I said it I hate self-patting my back, but I will in this case for the simple reason, just trying to illustrate how a 31-year-old man from North London could predict something, but a whole team of very well-paid executives can't make some sort of, I don't know, backup plan, for the want of a better expression. When that story broke, from the minute that story broke, I remember coming on here and doing a video for you guys. And I remember saying to myself, I wasn't really that excited by the fact that we're going for Vardy, but what I liked for once is that we were showing some sort of transfer aggression, which I liked, which I was enjoying, up until the point of when Vardy rejected us. And at the time I did that video, I said, I'll be honest, I don't really expect him to leave, but if he does, um, you know, fair play. But if he doesn't, I remember saying, I hope we have some sort of backup plan. And it seems like we didn't. It seems like we just went through the motions of attempting to buy him um, without any kind of long-term plan, which is concerning to me. Um, it makes me think to myself, well, did you tell Vardy in that meeting? Did you basically say to him, "Oh, you're going to come on board, and you're not really going to have any kind of first team opportunities. You're really just going to be in the team for being in the team, but Jura is still my number one striker." I honestly believe he was told that. I honestly believe that there was no sort of long-term plan as to this is what I'm going to do, this is how I'm going to execute it, and this is what I'm going to do if that doesn't come off. That is what normal people do in business. And I don't know why we haven't done that. So Vardy's gone. Fine. I wasn't that keen on him anyway. And I know that sounds like a really kind of self-righteous, oh, well, typical Arsenal, huh? You're talking shit just because you haven't got him. Check my shit. I wasn't that excited about him in the first place. So I definitely, I was kind of half relieved when he rejected us. But what I am annoyed about and what I am disappointed about is that we didn't have some sort of, okay, well, that hasn't come off. So now we're going to go down this route. You know, my biggest worry is, and I shit you not, if you type Arsenal transfer news into Google, that's what I do, literally on a daily basis. Because as an Arsenal fan, all I want is some sort of hope that we're going to do something. Even if the stories are bullshit, fuck it, bring me some bullshit stories. I just want some sort of hope that we're going to do something. There is nothing. And that is scary, that there is nothing. Not one single thing. You know, if anything, when you do that, the first couple of stories you get is either Wenger hasn't spoken to Leon about Lacazette, which I'm going to come to in a fucking second, or you're getting stories about Wenger being linked with England, which I guess brings me to my segue about Wenger and England. Go. Go now, because I have a feeling that that is having an impact on us bringing in players. Now, I don't know how long some of you guys have listened. Maybe this is the first time you've heard me talk about this. This may be the couple of times, third time, fourth time you've heard me talk about this. Whilst I'm not a vocal Wenger out, won't necessarily catch me having bangers. You won't necessarily see me hashtagging Wenger out. I will come on videos and say I think his time is up. You know, just like the granddad who you wish would stop teaching you shit that he used to learn when he was in the 1930s and 1940s that aren't practically useful for now. That is the way I feel about Wenger. He's that kind of, oh gosh, how do I tell him that I don't really want this fucking advice? That's how I feel. You know, for me, he's come as far as he could come. I'm grateful for everything he's done. But now we're at the point where he's becoming a hindrance. This situation is becoming a hindrance. And I'll give credit where fucking credit's due. The very first person to point this out, I'm not even that type of person that says, oh, I claim something for myself when I heard it somewhere else. I genuinely heard this somewhere else. The first person that pointed that out, ironically, it was after a win as well, was Claude from Arsenal Fan TV. He was the one who basically said, well, I wish that Wenger goes now. Because what's going to end up happening is that if he doesn't go now, he's in the last year of his contract. The sort of things you're going to have is players thinking, oh, should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I go to Arsenal when Wenger's future is unsure? And inevitably, there's going to be stories of Wenger being linked with other places. one of which being fucking England. Now, I know there are a lot of people who say, I'm not sure if Wenger will suit England. And that, for me, is a debate for someone else. I actually don't think he would be a bad choice for England. Personally, I think he loves working with young players. He doesn't have to think about one of his major gripes, which is the transfer, which, let's face it, is transfers. He never has to think about that again. All he has to think about is developing players and getting them to change the way they play, change their mentality. For me, international football suits Wenger. Club football doesn't. So I completely disagree with people when they say, "Oh, well, I don't know if Wenger would suit England." I think he'd be perfect for England. I really do. But hey, that's a different debate for another day. But I think that if Wenger went now and we were to bring someone in, like a Simeone, then we can start to build our team again. Start to get excited about our team. Players will be thinking, oh, okay, well, I can see that what that club is doing. They've got a brand new manager in, brand new ideas. This is an exciting a typical fucking example of what I'm talking about is Everton. Do you remember Everton? It was like a sinking ship. You had John Stones wanting to go, you had Lukaku wanting to go. They were desperate to get out of that club. Suddenly you're not hearing so many of them stories. In fact, Lukaku said the other day, "Oh well, I'd be open to either way. I'm kind of letting my agent handle it. But I'm not saying I necessarily want to go, because that's what having a new manager does for you. It kind of makes you, it kind of brings kind of a refreshing feel to the club. It brings a new feeling to the club, and that's what I love about what Everton are doing in a way, because they're showing what could happen if we had just made the right move. And for me, I think a real illustration of how out of touch that I think Wenger is. And I'm sorry, this may turn into a bit of a Wenger bash, but yeah, there is a lot of frustration here about the lack of activity that's happening here in Arsenal. But I think probably if there's one real great illustration of what I'm talking about, it's fucking this Lacazette thing. How on earth has Wenger spoken to the Leon president and not once, not even once, has he mentioned, so Lacazette, was he available? All right, if he's not available, let's just say he's not available. How much would you want for him? Just hypothetically. Just have a fucking conversation with them. I know that Lyon are notoriously a difficult club to do business with, but try and do something, anything, to show that you want this kid. I couldn't believe it when I read the story, and you see these quotes from the Lyon president saying, "Well, I don't know that Arsenal want him. I've spoken to Wenger a few times, and not once has Lacazette come up." I literally could have looked. I could have thrown my fucking phone against the wall when I read that this morning. I was like, "What? What? Not in a conversation." So it makes you think. So all right. So let's just say Lacazette stays. All right. I think Lukaku will stay. I don't see him leaving. And if he does leave, I think it will be to PSG, because PSG, I think, would be crazy enough to spend 60 million on Lukaku. I can't see us doing that. Nor would I necessarily want us to do that. So it then poses the question, right? So you passed up for some stupid reason the opportunity to buy Lukaku, to buy Lacazette. Lukaku's too expensive. Morata, apparently Real wants 65 million, which even I would say that motherfucker ain't worth 65 million. Aubameyang isn't available. Higuain is too expensive given his age. Then what do you do? What do you do? I'm highly disappointed with Arsenal's lack of transfer activity. Um, and it's worrying, you know. And don't get me, I know some people will say, listen, technically the window only opened on the 1st of July. Listen, motherfucker. Look at what United are doing. Look at what every other team are doing. No, I had a conversation with my friend, and he said he doesn't know what is scarier, our lack of activity or other teams' activity. And yes, I know what you're thinking as you hear that. Well, other teams shouldn't dictate what we do and don't do during the transfer window. I 100% understand what you're saying. However, let me look at it this way. Those teams will have a pre-season with their new players. They will be able to integrate into the team better, integrate into the team, become part of the unit, understand the club, understand the culture, and how that manager wants them to play. Bear in mind also, you have Giroud, you have Ramsey, you have Koscielny, you have Sanchez, and you have Ozil, who have gone deep into their respective tournaments. Which means, presumably, at the start of the season, you're not going to have those people playing. So what the fuck are you going to do? And it's this type of foresight that I wish Wenger would say, oh yeah, and buy players to compensate that. Imagine if we had Lacazette, right? He's had a whole summer off. You bring him in now, and you start acclimatizing him to the team. Or there's another story today, literally just before I came on here to do this video, about Icardi. You know, I'm not yet convinced about Icardi, but everyone seems to love this Icardi motherfucker. Fine, bring him in. If he's your kind of your RVP type, you're gonna turn into an attacking midfielder into a striker. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in now and try and develop him to that task. You know, even if it means that you have to overspend, and just say to Napoli, look, you're going to have this man run down his contract, and he's going to turn into 29. So he's not getting older. Let me give you, and this is more than I want to spend on him, 45 to 50 million on him. Let's not be silly. Let's have him. We know we're not going to get any kind of return on that, but we need him. Let us have him. Show that sort of fucking drive and ambition. That's what I want us to fucking do. Not this passive, you know, maybe we should look at this, maybe we should look at him, or maybe we should look at him, or maybe we should just sit on our ass and do fucking nothing. Oh my gosh. I swear, the Euros end tonight. I need to start seeing some fucking stories. Like, I don't know if Wenger's enjoying his holiday too much in France. Maybe he's completely distracted by the Euros. Once that shit finishes tonight, I need to start seeing some useful traction or some stories. You know, if it's Kante you want, go and grab. Personally, I think we only need 2 players. But Wenger's the type of idiot that will go into a season and not get those 2 players in an effort to try and prove motherfuckers wrong. Don't prove motherfuckers wrong. Just go and get the people that you need. Please. Just go and get the people you need. Personally, who would I get, Chris? Or who would you get? I personally go and get Kabali. Yeah, all right, Napoli are talking stupid figures for him. Apparently they're talking 30 plus mil. Give them the damn 30 fucking plus mil. I guarantee he'll be worth it. Give them the 30 plus mil. At this point in the season, you are a Premier League club. People are going to know that you have money. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. There is no other way of getting around that. If it means 30 million, 35 million, 40 million even, give it to them. Fuck it. It at least shows some sort of ambition. You know? Leon wants 42 million for Lacazette. Fine. There you go. Done. And then if you have time to do anything else, like a Draxler or who's that fucking Leicester winner, or Kante, then do it by all means. But at least get the two places that we need as a minimum. I would, everybody has their own idea about what Arsenal need, right? At the moment, I have a couple of live listeners on. Thank you for listening to me live, by the way. Thank you, guys. Right? Now, I guarantee if you ask both of those people, they would have different ideas about what we need. I can guarantee you one thing, though. Both of those guys or girls and everyone else that listens on will agree on one fucking thing. And it's very rare that Arsenal fans agree on one thing. That as a minimum, we need a defender and a striker. As a minimum. How the fuck can everybody be wrong? How can everybody be wrong? Please, after the Euros is done and you stop working, go out and actually work. Work for your 8 million a year and go and buy these people that we need. Have an attitude that Ferguson had where he realized, you know what, it's probably my last year. Fuck it. I'm going to spend 24 million on an Asian Van Persie. Not because he's worth 24 million at that stage, although he probably was, to be fair, at that stage. But because you thought to yourself, I know it's my last year. I'm going to try and make a real effort to win the league. Let my last image as an Arsenal manager be as successful as my first image as an Arsenal manager, and leave us for once with success. For me, I feel sorry for the man. I may be a Wenger out, but I feel for him in a way. I so badly want him to win the league so that he's not. I fucking hate Chelsea. And I tell you what, 80%, I may be a Wenger out, but 80% of the reason I hate Chelsea is because of of everything he's had, all the kind of insults and disgusting things that he's had to say about Wenger. But he doesn't help himself. And it's things like this that piss me off. It's not helping yourself. You're fucking out in France, probably playing beach football, because that's what he does on sort of stupid Mr. Bean-like reason. He go and plays beach volleyball and then talking about how, Sissoko is unbelievable, Kante is unbelievable. Are you going to bid for them? No? Nope. So what the fuck does this have to do with anything? How about, since you don't particularly like delegating to anyone to do your job, why don't you go and use that tournament to at least look at players? Speak to players that you might be interested in. I don't know. Isn't the summer the point in the year where scouts are meant to be earning their money? And I don't know, looking for people to buy. Surely this is the key part of the year. This is what scouts' job is made for. Surely the summer. And yeah, what the fuck are we doing? Fuck all. I'll tell you guys again. Google it. Arsenal transfer news. Guarantee you won't see one Arsenal fucking story. Getting me grab myself now. Right. So that's my rant done. Thank you guys for putting up with me and listening. Just to give you guys some news. So next week I'm gonna. You might remember a few weeks ago I told you guys that I'd be interviewing Stahl from the Bloke Show. Massive Man United fan. I don't know. He's from fucking North London, so I don't fucking know. But I'm gonna talk to him. He's knowledgeable about football. And it should be interesting. I want to try and change up the format of the show a little bit. I may, because I'm kind of fired up from this video, so I might even do a Euro 2016 Cup final review. So look out for that. I'll obviously be rating the Arsenal players in that. We've got two. I had to remember for a second. We've got two players in that, so I'll obviously be rating Koscielny and Giroud's performance. I'm just giving my overall thoughts. Congratulations to two Arsenal supporters today, and Lewis Hamilton and Andy Murray, being Andy Murray winning Wimbledon and Lewis Hamilton winning the British Grand Prix. And I guess, if you have Twitter, follow me at Colossal Chig, C-H. What the fuck? Colossal Chigs at CHIG. I cannot speak. I don't know why. That is not the whole hashtag, by the way. So at Colossal Chig. You can follow me, and I will, as per usual, I'll pin these episodes up whenever I do them. And keep a lookout tonight, because I'll be doing a review. Might as well just bang out the review real quick, you know. All right, people. Thanks for my two live viewers. I see you there. Take care. Peace.